Welcome, Watchers of Illusion, to my Castle of Confusion, and we're rounding this week off with a wrestling game with a difference on the PlayStation 1. This was converted from the arcade to most home systems, and that includes the Super Nintendo, the PlayStation 1, as we can see here, the Sega Saturn, Mega Drive, 32X, and, well, I don't know, is there any more? But, yeah. It's not your traditional wrestling game, as you can see here. This was actually one of the games that I saw advertised that really wanted me to get a PlayStation 1. There was an advert before the PlayStation came out. There was one of these like preview booklets that you could get, and it showed you all the different games that were up and coming for this new console called the PlayStation. And looking at the screenshots of these, and I was an avid wrestling fan at the time, and I do mean avid. I loved wrestling back in the day, and this was my era. So basically the Undertaker, Bret the Hitman Hart, Diesel, Shawn Michaels, even Hulk Hogan. I mean, that's how I started off my wrestling journey, was seeing the classics. So yeah, so this game really piqued my interest. Now this, you've got to remember that coming from the Super Nintendo realms of WWF Royal Rumble and WrestleMania itself, and I've just done those in reverse order, but the graphics on those were, you know, they were fun for the time, and they were pretty good for the time, and it used to make me feel like, you know, that sense of excitement when you saw the new games coming out. And now that when you saw the screenshots for this, it was absolutely brilliant. But you can see here they've actually used digitized wrestlers. Now that was the first that they've ever done with the digitization, which I think is absolutely fantastic. They've done a really, really good job on that. As you can see, it's very over the top, and all the moves are highly exaggerated, but most of the signature moves and the finishes are there, but you don't use them as finishers. You can use them anytime you damn well like, which is just so much fun. And the other thing that's going to score this game highly is the fact that you can play with your friends. Yes. Now, as you can see, there's no sort of pathway really. You can have intercontinental matches, and you can have world title matches, but you have to go through several amounts of players before you can do that. So that's quite an interesting way of doing it. I think if they'd have ever done a wrestling game back in the PlayStation 1 era, where you could actually a bit like how the WWE games are now, but using these graphics, I think I'd have been absolutely over the moon. But this was kind of the best thing we had, to actually having televised looking wrestlers on our TVs with the controls in our hands. So not many wrestlers to choose from, which is a bit of a shame, but the arcade version was exactly the same. Basically the PlayStation version was the closest to the arcade out of all of the home systems. So big up for the PlayStation there. The 32X suffered a lot, but I'll have a look at those versions at another time. Now, my favourite wrestler back in the day was The Undertaker, so I'm going to be playing as him, as you can see here. I can't remember any of the combos, by the way, but it is like playing Mortal Kombat type thing. There are combinations, it's like Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat sort of linked together, the way the controls work. So you've got combos, you've got different ways you can move the controller around and then hit a key, button. So, like the Undertaker, you could do reverse round, half circle, and X, or half circle towards an X, or square, or triangle, and something will happen. You know, double tap forwards and press triangle, or circle in the Undertaker's case, and I believe he hits him with a tombstone, but not the pile driver version, an actual tombstone. So the essence of fun is in this game as well. Not to be taken seriously, but I'm going to tell you now that this game gets incredibly frustrating, especially as you go along, because you start off with these really nice one-on-one matches, and then you go into two-on-one matches, and then for the Intercontinental Championship, 3-on-1. Yes. And let me tell you now that I remember it being incredibly frustrating at those points. I'm hoping not to have to be so frustrated. Now I want you to bear in mind, I have set this to easy. So if you think that, if you look at my health bar plummet, then if you think this is easy, then think again, Sonny Jim. But yeah, have a go. It is a lot of fun, and this was the predecessor to WWF In Your House, which I'm going to be looking at next week because well, it's the weekend tomorrow, and I'm going to be doing other things. So I think it's fair to say that if I do reviews Monday to Friday, I think that's probably fair, isn't it? Gives me time off, gives you guys time to recuperate and ready for another super slam of games for a coming week. So there we are. So yes, this is your end of the week slam down. So I really like the fact that you can actually do that with the Undertaker. Is like go and sort of choke slam them or set them up for a choke slam, which is really quite cool. You can see there that Yokozuna, God rest his soul, but brilliant stuff with there. He's got his salt bucket that he hits you with, and some really devastating moves. So you know there is. The thing with this game is there's no sort of guarantees that you're going to win. You get what's known as a second wind as well, which is quite cool. So you've got to be careful of that, because if they get their second wind and they pop back up and you've got no health and they hit you, that's it, it's done. The match is done. So there we go. If you look at the moves I'm using, a lot of them you will guarantee you have seen it in the ring, just not quite so powerful. So when he does an uppercut, it's not going to send any of the wrestlers in the ring a mile high into the air. But it's quite cool. I like the fact the Undertaker's got his sit-up animation as well, which is really nice. That was always missing from the LJN games, which is a shame, because if they'd have put that in, it would have been cool. Not sure why they've included Doink the Clown. It's just a bit of a bizarre entrant for him, really. I mean, he was in WWF Raw as a character, but I don't know why they've picked him for this game. You've got all of the mainstream roster here. You've got The Undertaker, you've got Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, Bam Bam Bigelow, you've got Lex Luger, Doink the Clown, and Bret Hart. Why Doink the Clown? I don't understand. I mean, apart from the comedy value, I suppose, that they could have put into the game, then... I see, now I'm going to face myself. So they're, you know, this is quite fun as well. So basically, you can have the Undertaker versus, yeah, in this case, it's the bad guy, Razor Ramon, hey Chico. So yeah, the Tombstone Power Driver looking a bit odd there, but never mind. You can see there that they do block. So we'll move on to that in just a sec. But graphically, it's really actually very good. The crowd digitised there in the background. The wrestlers are all digitised as well. And it's quite fluid as well. There's not a lot of slowdown happening at all, which is great, because it really does give you that arcade home experience that you might have been looking for from the other versions. So if you were lucky enough to have this disc version of the game on the PlayStation, then you have got the superior version. Graphically, sound and playability. So let's move on to sound, which is good fun. They've... all the entrance themes are there, but they don't actually play during the entrance. They sort of play when you beat somebody, or someone beats you. It goes back to the menu and it plays their music. Which, of course, at the time, everybody really wanted the entrance themes to be able to be played. Unfortunately, this didn't really do a great job of that, because that wasn't the type of game that this is. So the best thing I can say is, if you wanted to have the themes, then it's probably best to buy the CDs with the sound on. CDs? Hell, are we going totally retro? So yeah, the absolutely great game. Look, Razor's having a great time. Undertaker doesn't care. I've just had myself smashed to the floor by myself, which is great. So here we are. There's your roster there. Bam Bam Bigelow. Unfortunately, Bam Bam's not with us anymore. Yoko's not with us anymore. And the original Doink, I don't think, is with us anymore. So it's a bit of a shame, that really, isn't it? But you've got all the sound effects. You've got some comedy sound effects in there. You've got really nice deep hits and thuds when you get attacked. You've got speech samples in there as well. So they've really thought about this game. You've got commentary from Vince McMahon and Jerry Lawler, which is great. And the other thing I like about this, it's quite funny, because they will attack each other, and it's not intentional. They will just literally just miss and hit each other, which is great. You might see that going on shortly. It gets even worse when you've got three of them on the screen at once, but it helps you out. So there you go. You get bonus points and damage as well for various combinations and bits and pieces. But yeah, it works really, really nicely. Now the controls are fairly simple, but they're very responsive as well. You've got like a high attack, a low attack, run, block, and that's about all you need. So each wrestler, when you grab hold of a wrestler, it's forward, and square, I believe, to do grabs. And when you do that, any combination of buttons, or you can do down and strike, or down and hard punch, high punch, low punch, whatever. You can do that, and it should do something different. If you just stand there and do nothing, they can reverse you quite easily. So you just got to be careful of that. But really nice, and the fact that you've got see, a major shoulder breaker, and you know that Brett did the shoulder breaker. You also know that he did that bulldog there. He can do the sharpshooter, but it's not classed as a finisher. It's just one of those moves that you can do while they're on the ground. So it's all good fun. And fun is the key to the game, and it is good fun, but not as good fun when you're doing single player. Alright, Brett, calm down. You can do single player, it's not quite as fun. Get your tag team partner in there though, and it becomes a hell of a lot more fun and hectic in the ring. So now we've got Shawn Michaels here and Doink the Clown. Great rivalry, of course, from Brett and Shawn. Hated each other, which was all made for good matches, didn't it? Montreal Screwjob, I say no more. Anyway, yeah, they do these little taunts as well. I'm not quite sure how you do those. I don't know whether it's just the UI, the AI that can do those, or whether you can do them as well. I'm not actually sure. But as entertainment goes, it's well worth having a go at. That hand buzzer is ridiculously overpowered, by the way. I've just got bloody beaten by Doink the Clown. It's embarrassing. Anyway, this was before Shawn actually had the super kick as his finishing move. So he's got a variety of other techniques. But there is a super kick in there. You can see they've absolutely minced me already, so it can get a little bit too hectic at times. There's your second wind, you can do that, and you can... Shawn's just posing, he doesn't care. But if I get hit again, it's going to, yeah, game over. There you go. So I'm going to swap wrestlers now to give you guys a chance to see some of the others as well. So we've seen The Undertaker, you've seen Bret Hart. Let's see, who shall we pick next? And it's going to be... Let's see. Yokozuna, because why not? It's good fun. It's good fun. And look at him. He's amazing. Fine body of a man. Yes. Undertaker and Yokozuna had an amazing feud, by the way, and which led to Undertaker's departure in the Royal Rumble. I think it was 1994, I think. I'm not sure on that one. It might have been 92. I could be wrong on both counts, but this is just from memory. But yes, this was on his return when he wore the purple and black gear. Before that, he wore grey and black. If you're a wrestling fan, then I am literally teaching you to suck eggs, because you already know this. Okay, so Yoko... Oh, that was a nice technique. Well done. But now I've just got twatted by a blooming... whatever that was, a bucket. So yeah, but it's fun, and... the only thing I find sometimes it can be a bit frustrating when they team up on you and you don't really have a chance to get any hits in, because it's just one hitting you, then the next one hitting you, then the next one hitting you, and so on and so forth. But that's part of the game, and it's, you know, that's how it is in the arcade version as well. It's not just the PlayStation. That was a cool maneuver. I don't actually know what I did. I just throw him in the air. So but yes, a variety of different moves. Like I said, there's quite a lot per wrestler, which is quite nice. And it's a joy to play. It really is. It's good fun, and it really is nostalgia as well for you guys who like the old wrestlers. Because today's product is a little bit pants, and that must have hurt like hell. And Yoko looked well pleased with himself. So yeah, so sound great, controls responsive, and really, really good. And a lot of thoughts gone into how to put those buttons onto the PlayStation pad. So big up on that one. I don't think there was many digitized games in this. It was like Mortal Kombat, this one, and then In Your House, which I'm going to look at. Like I said, I'm going to look at that one maybe next week. I'm not looking forward to it because it's nowhere near as good as this one. But I'm going to do it anyway because, you know, I play the crap so you don't have to. And if you like the look of the games, even the rubbish ones, if you like the look of them and give them a go, then great, because that's what this channel is all about. It's showing you the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. And then it's down to you to decide whether you want to go and give it a go. So, excellent. Shawn has just absolute... Oh, second win. Can we beat him? Probably not. Oh, whoops. You see, that was me... that was me getting all the controls sorted. Oh, second wind. Oh, no. Oh, got him. Oh, dear. Yeah, so you've got to bash your buttons to get out of that sort of stun situation. So there you go. Yeah, so having great fun here, and it's there we go, the triple. This is the 3-on-1, and I'm going to tell you now, I'm probably going to be losing my hair, what's left of it. I haven't got a lot of it in the first place, but hey, here we go. But playability is absolutely on the money. You're going to love this game. If you like this sort of madcap, it reminds me a lot of Saturday Slam Masters, actually, a little bit. Which was a Capcom game, and it's kind of like that, where you've got a lot going on in the ring. You can't get out of the ring on this one either, so, but you can chuck other people over the top rope, which is good fun. But yeah, playability is definitely there, especially with the 2-player option, and yeah, and obviously the replay value. You're going to come back to this one because you're going to want to beat the snot out of these guys, really, because look at them cheating their backsides off. I mean, Razor, well done, you just hit your own man. But that's what I mean, it's funny to watch them do it, and sometimes they'll grab hold of each other and do stupidly big techniques on each other instead of let each other go. So there's comedy value to be had in the game as well. So yeah, really nice attention to detail on a lot of this as well. You see the ropes shaking when the ring's been... Doink's hand grows extensively large there, I don't know why. Anyway, so yeah, age rating. Oh, come on, it's going to be any age for this. I mean, even plug a second controller in and just let them beat the snot out of you. But if they're older players, then yeah, don't do that. Just hammer them instead. Great fun. So, all in all, I think this is a great game, and I think everybody should play this, because why not? It's good fun. And there's nothing quite as funny as splatting your friends from the top rope using Yokozuna, or even Bam Bam Bigelow. They're absolutely mincing me. Look at this! Craziness. So yeah, getting out of the way is quite hard. It's just a case of getting used to it and blocking at the right times. Is it amusing that food comes out of Yokozuna when it gets hit? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. No snowflakes on this channel. But it is. It's all done in good taste and humour. I'm going to play as Razor now, give you an idea of what he's like to play. But I think I'm going to leave it there, and I'm going to pump up the volume a bit so you can hear the game in its full glory. I will be back very soon with a brand new review. I hope you've enjoyed this one. Hello to all of you new guys, great to have you here, and hello to existing subscribers, you lovely, lovely people. Thank you for helping me out with the channel. And yeah, my Patreons, hello to you as well. Great to have you on board, and if you'd like to have your name on the end credits, then come along to my Patreon page and have a look and see what your few little pound coins can do for me. So, and the channel. So it's not for me, it's for the channel. So thank you ever so much for the support, and I'll be back after the weekend with some new fun games for you to check out. Anyway, have a great weekend, folks, and I will be back hopefully Monday with some funky new content. So until then, my friends, you keep it retro, have a stunning weekend, and I'll be back very soon. So as usual, it is bye for now. Ta-ta!
What's this? Look at this! What was he thinking? I could watch this all day long. What was he thinking? To the fight. Good night. Don't bother. Shocking. Nicely done. Trying to get back to his feet. Awesome. Forget about it. What kind of cheap move was that? What a blow. Into the ropes. Look at this. Lights out. What's this? Can he get up in time?
Incoming transmission.
Merry Christmas.